everybody. It's Friday and I am here yet again, streaming with y'all. I hope you're all doing very well. It is indeed Friday, and it is not only Friday, it is Joe Bob Day. I'm wearing my Joe Bob Briggs The Last Drive-In t-shirt. This is the newest one that Fright Rags put out for this season, season 5 of The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. It's going to be airing tonight on Shudder. I get nothing but joy from telling you about it. I have no involvement directly with The Last Drive-In or Shudder, but I am very much looking forward to tonight's show. They're going to have special guests, Bobcat Goldthwait, Dan Housen, and Peaches Christ. All of those are people I would enjoy to hear from, and I'm curious what the movie selections are going to be. If anybody in the chat, if anybody tuning in is going to be watching The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs tonight, what are your guesses for the movies? Peaches Christ being there makes me think that they might show All About Evil, which is a really fun cult film that Peaches Christ directed, but I don't know for sure. And it is April 21st. Shudder just added The Fog to their streaming service, and April 21st is the date referenced in The Fog, so it would be pretty cool if The Fog were to be on there, but there's really no guarantee. Oh, hey, there's Chicano. Chicano, come here. You want to come into the office or into the studio? Come on, boy. You want to lay in here with me and Wolfie? Teenagers, right? So yeah, that's what's on my mind. Excited about the Joe Bob Briggs return. Hey, Joe's in the chat over on YouTube, which of course is not connecting with the multi-stream chat because, you know, that's all. Well, what do you get when you pay for multi-stream? But Joe just said, vaguely related, my child at home backed up. Oh, and there it popped up on screen. Well, that's helpful. Just make that a little bit bigger. Vaguely related, my child at home backed up against a drive-in. You could tune a radio and hear the films. That's how I watched Shrek when it first came out. That is so cool. That makes me think of the movie Monster Squad, because they lived close enough to the drive-in that they could hear the movie with a radio and sit on the roof and watch with binoculars. Hey, Chicano. You guys, Chicano's over here. You can't really see him, but you can see him resisting my petting a little bit. But Chicano's in here. He's been feeling a lot better now that he's not so pumped full of drugs, huh, buddy? It's been over 2 weeks since his last chemotherapy, and he's down to 1 pill a day. Good boy. Good boy. Yep, 1 pill a day instead of 6 to 9 pills a day, which is what he was on for the last 3 months. He's a good boy. Robert John Voight said, you're welcome to share your stream in my Facebook group. Would you mind sharing it for me while I'm dealing with this? Because if it's your group, they'll take your share much more seriously than me being some random jamoke. Thank you very much, Robert. I don't know why I said your name oddly there for a second. So I saw the new Evil Dead, and I have thoughts. They're all pretty much positive, to be honest. Nice. Maurice is in the chat, said, seeing Evil Dead Rise tomorrow, can't wait. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. I noticed some negative Nancys in some Facebook groups were kind of complaining about it. What do they want? It's the 5th Evil Dead movie. It's the 5th Evil Dead movie. Like, what are they expecting it to be? Mozart? What are they expecting it to be? They expecting it to be Gone with the Wind? It's Evil Dead 5. It's fun, it's bloody, it's weird, and I'm really happy that they took the Evil Dead concept and put it in a new place. So we're not just in the woods. And I know Army of Darkness, and Maurice and I were talking about this earlier. I know Army of Darkness took it into the, medieval times. Well, Army of Darkness barely feels like an Evil Dead movie. And I'm not saying that to insult Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is a ton of fun, but don't pretend like Army of Darkness isn't a departure from Evil Dead 1 and 2. It is. It just is. As to where the Evil Dead remake is much more in tone like the original Evil Dead. Evil Dead Rise is a sequel to that. So it's got a lot of scary stuff to it. I thought, again, Maurice and I were talking about this earlier. I thought it was going to be like, I thought it was going to end up being like Demons 2. Because, Demons 2 is in an apartment building and all that stuff. But it wasn't quite like that. I mean, it had little moments like that, but it was very much its own thing. My doggy's sleeping next to me. Hold on, I'm gonna try and get a video of it. This is so cute. Since Chicano's chemotherapy has stopped, he's become much more affectionate and sweet, which I'm very happy about. Oh, okay. Look at that boy. There we go. This is Chicano. Oh, sorry, I said your name, so now you're paying attention. This is my sweetheart boy. He's been doing a lot better. He's definitely wanted to snuggle and play a lot more. Last night, he started chewing on his blanket for the first time since Christmas when he had his last tumor removed. He's doing great, guys. He's doing sincerely great. And he's doing his typical laying like he's broken in half thing, which he's always done. So this is the Chicano cam. Hey, bud. He's like, leave me alone. I'm tired. All right, pal. I'll stop bugging you. But you're my good boy. Yes, you are. You are my good boy. Aww. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at Chicano. Joe said in the chat, I need to watch The Evil Dead. Instead of watching the classics as a kid, I just watched Freddy vs. Jason on repeat. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying Freddy vs. Jason. I got into Freddy Krueger at such a young age that it was honestly kind of bizarre. And when Freddy vs. Jason came out, I was 16 years old, and it was like the biggest deal in the world. Everybody and their brother had been waiting for Freddy vs. Jason. So it was very exciting. And there's nothing wrong with liking that. Now, watching the classics is, of course, never a bad idea. You want to know where things come from, but I am completely anti-gatekeeping. So I think you're still a horror fan and you're still legitimate. Maurice says, so glad that he's doing well. My dog used to lay like that too. Yeah, he likes to lay in any position that looks like he's been snapped in half and dropped on the floor. Robert John Voight said, I'm not saying Voight. Is it Vogt or Voight? I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Have you played the Evil Dead game? I have. I've even streamed it a little bit. I need to play it more. It's just a matter of, pulling a team of people together to do it. That isn't always easy. But I am on PS5. You can find me on the PlayStation Network. My username is Uncle Henny. And you can find me right there. I do want to mention, since we were just showing my little boy on the screen, his chemo is done, but what isn't done is me paying for it. So if you want to help out, you'll see a little goal down here. We try to raise $250 a month on live streams to kind of make it financially viable by helping pay off Chicano's medical bills. Oh, it's pronounced like vote. Okay, Robert John Vote. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for helping me understand it. But yeah, so if you go to our donation spot and you contribute any amount, it'll go directly to his medical fund. We spent $8,500 on chemotherapy. Put it all on credit cards because he's worth it, but any help is appreciated. On GoFundMe, we've raised $4,120 some dollars, and thank you all so very much for that. Your wheelchair zombie on PlayStation 5. Well, add me, my friend, and I will add you back. Joe says, my parents let me check out the Nightmare on Elm Street films from the library when I was in the single digits. Love that crispy bacon man. I had an older sister and she had the VHS tapes. That was why I got into it way early in the single digits, because I had the older sister just kind of letting me borrow them. And then when I turned 9 or 10, she just let me have them because, you know, then she was too cool for horror, I guess. Hi, puppy. You're a good boy. Marie said, my dad always used to take me to see the new Friday the 13th movies when they hit theaters. See, that's awesome. The only similar thing I had, my mother was never anti-horror movies, obviously, because she let me watch them. But she was into some of them. And one of my fondest memories was when A New Nightmare came out. I didn't get to see it in the theater. I was very, very young. But my mother did rush home from work, grab a pizza, and rent the tape so that we could watch it like the weekend it came out. And I have very fond memories of that, of us sitting on the floor eating pizza with blankets and watching New Nightmare. So that's one of my fondest childhood memories. And it's scaring the ever-loving crap out of me. Oh yeah, I forgot. And it's scaring the ever-loving shit out of me. The bleep is back, bitches! Motherfucker! Anyway, sorry, I get too much of a kick out of that. So, Marie says, my mom was very anti-horror, but she let me watch it anyways. She knew it was a losing battle. That's fair. I mean, that is fair. I think the thing that caused me to become such an unrelenting movie lover, I had to figure out English language for a second, was probably that I had cable in my bedroom from a very young age because my mother was very good at stealing cable. So I would have all these movie channels in my bedroom. God knows what I'd watch, but one of the movies I remember the most that I watched in my bedroom all by myself when I was very young was Sorority House Massacre 2, Jim Wynorski's film. That's a film that I saw replay on, I think it was on Cinemax. I saw that replay on Cinemax so many times that I remembered the movie but never knew the title, because this was back before you could hit the info button on your TV. And then years and years later, I became a fan of B movies, like active fan of B movies. And I was like, oh, I want to grab some Roger Corman movies and some Jim Wynorski movies. So I bought Sorority House Massacre 2. And the second I popped the DVD in and hit play, I was like, oh my God, this is that weird movie I used to watch on cable. So, and to this day, Sorority House Massacre 2, one of my all-time favorites. I love that film. And, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. Maurice commented, I wish they put Sorority House Massacre 2 back in print. Same with the concurrent movie, Hard to Die. Dude, you're preaching to the choir. I think that it's inevitable. I think it's inevitable that Sorority House Massacre 2 and Hard to Die will come out on Blue, probably as a shoutfactory.com exclusive, because they own the vast majority of the Roger Corman catalog. So why wouldn't they? You know, it's just a matter of time, if you ask me. Lauren Paddock waving. Hello, Lauren. How are you? Are you ready for a fun, productive weekend? Do you have anything planned you want to tell me about? And, you know, who's your daddy and what does he do? It is warm, by the way. It's not like super hot, but it's like 72 degrees in my house, which is a lot to get used to considering 3 or 4 days ago, it was like 62 degrees in my house. I'm weird. I like to keep the heat. I don't like to turn the heater up very much. That's just me. And my big furry dogs don't like it either. So yeah, I often keep the house at like 63 degrees unless I have company over. Then I'll turn it up because the fancy pantses want to be warm in the winter, which is against the Lord. But, against the Lord. Anyway. But no, I would love to see Sorority House Massacre 2 and Hard to Die. I would love to see them put out. I have an original video store poster for both Sorority House Massacre 2 and Hard to Die, by the way. Spent years hunting those down. My Sorority House Massacre 2 actually have signed by Jim Wynorski and Pete Spellos, who plays Orville Ketchum. Oops, hit the wrong button. Joe said, imagine not wanting to be freezing at all times. 63 degrees is not freezing. 63 degrees is brisk at best. Maurice McKittrick said, I'm not a poster collector, but those would be awesome to have. Maurice, my poster collection is the stuff of legend because I only collect posters of movies that I value. And I don't care what anyone else thinks. Like in this room, in my studio right now, I'll tell you the posters that are framed and hanging up. There aren't a ton. And I have way more posters than I have wall space, by the way. It's a serious problem. I have Night of the Scarecrow by Jeff Burr, which a lot of people don't remember that movie, but I friggin' love that movie. I have The Haunting of Morella, directed by Jim Wynorski. I have an original, although it's beat up, it is in terrible shape. I have an original Slumber Party Massacre poster, which is, Chicano's leaving. I think he doesn't like that my voice is so raised. Oh well, everybody's a critic, right? I have an original Slumber Party Massacre poster, which is folded and beat up to hell, but it is signed by 4 actors from the film, including Bring Stevens. Then I have an Evolver poster, an original video store poster for Evolver, which was a silly 90s movie that I love starring Ethan Embry. And last but certainly not least in this room, I have a poster for Extreme Justice starring Scott Glenn and Lou Diamond Phillips, because I love that movie and I don't care that nobody else may love it as much as I do. Lauren Paddock said, I'm good. I hope you're well. LOL, same old stuff here. But I'm adding the theaters to my list. I'm going to take my son and his friend. Got to get ready to work out now. Have a good afternoon. You have a great afternoon and have a killer workout. Just kick some butt, take some names, enjoy yourself. It's your weekend. Marie says, Haunting of Morella. Haven't seen that movie in years. Rest in peace, Lena Clarkson. Haunting of Morella is good. I think the Blu-ray is still in print on that. I highly recommend it because that's a movie that really does look phenomenal, by the way. Can't believe I uncentered myself. There we go. But then as far as posters in the rest of the house go, I have a Dinosaur Island poster signed by Jim Wynorski, Fred Olen Ray, and Michelle Bauer in my bedroom. I have a Dangerous Touch poster, which is an erotic thriller written, directed, and starring Lou Diamond Phillips in his steamiest role ever. And I love that film. I also, in my bedroom, have an original Faces of Sherlock poster, which is a film I made, an original Marty Jenkins' The Vampire Bitches poster, which is one of my films. Let's see. Joe Salmo. Hey, Joe. Only movie posters I have displayed is the OG Evil Dead and Feast 2. Hey, if you dig it, then show it off. I also have in my bedroom an original Confessions of a Serial Killer poster signed by Robert A. Burns, the star of the film. In my dining room, I have Amityville Part 4, 5, 6, and 7 original posters because that's what I care about. And I have a poster, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 Better Watch Out poster, a video store poster I bought from a Canadian video store. Ooh, Maurice says, I bought Haunting Fear at Wasteland from J.R. Bookwalter. Always loved that movie. Haunting Fear is really good. Really good. If you want something, Maurice, if I'm correct, you're still kind of laid up from your surgery, right? If you need something you want to watch that you've never seen before, you should check out Deadly Shores. It's a film that Fred Olen Ray did for, I believe it was for Lifetime. It's one of those women-driven thrillers, but it borrows heavily from Haunting Fear and a few other things. It's very gothic, very creepy. I think you can rent that on Amazon for very cheap. I think you would enjoy Deadly Shores. It's probably one of my favorite Fred Ray movies of the last decade, is that one. And Maurice McKittrick said, only poster I have is a framed one of Terrifier 2. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I got obsessed with it. I own so many posters. I'll never in my life afford enough walls to hang up all the posters, because the problem is, because I have such eclectic taste in movies, and especially in the posters I want to own, most of them don't cost that much. Most of them are like $20 for an original, but then every now and then you'll have like a Not of This Earth by Jim Wynorski or a Chopping Mall or whatever. Those are going to be more expensive, but something like A Haunting of Morella, people weren't like clamoring for it, or Evolver, they weren't clamoring for it, but I was. So that's the other problem, is often I like to collect things that aren't very expensive, and that means collecting even more of them than you could ever need. Maurice says, I'm up and around, but not much. Now I found out I need shoulder surgery. I'm falling apart. Damn, dude, I'm sorry. I remember you said your shoulder was bugging you, but I'll tell you right now, my buddy Michelle had shoulder surgery. I actually went out and took care of her for a few days after she had her shoulder surgery, and the recovery was not that bad, and she felt so much better. So hopefully you'll get the surgery taken care of, and then you're just gonna feel right as rain. Or better yet, replace it with a rocket launcher. Joe just said, I don't often buy memorabilia, but I do have Drew Carey and Mimi Obeck action figures from the Drew Carey show. Dude, I would actually collect those. I love the Drew Carey show. I was obsessed with that show when I was a kid, when it was originally airing. Massive fan. And yeah, I'm not like an obscene collector, but I just like to collect things that I really dig. And I tend to like things that nobody else cares about very much. So that's okay though, because I have enough passion for everybody. Ain't that the truth? I like how our chat box worked for like 5 minutes, and then it just did not work anymore. I don't even use the free version of the software. Keith Tomlin just asked, when does the OnlyFans portion of the show start? Oh, honey, it starts once we get to that $250 tip level, which Joe set a standard, by the way. If we reach 250, then that means I have to do a hot tub stream. And I do have an inflatable hot tub, and I would do a hot tub stream if we raise enough money for Chicano's vet bills. Joe just said, what have I done? I know right now, you know what it feels like to be Oppenheimer. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Are you kidding though? I would totally live stream from my hot tub in the backyard, have myself a cigar, make sure the water's not set too hot so I could sit there for an hour or so. Oh, it'd be great. Joe Salmo said, how much to not do the hot tub? $500. If we raise $500, I will never stream from the hot tub, ever. There you go. Marie said a rocket launcher arm, it could put me on the road to becoming Doc Terror. That wouldn't be a terrible existence. I mean, you could do worse, right? Joe Salmo said, a bargain. Darn tootin'. Uh-oh, David Denoyer said, first he gets the money, then he gets the power, then the rights to the Tremors franchise. Oh, gosh. Hey, Dave, what are you doing right now? You want to talk on the phone real quick? I know you've got family stuff to do, but if you're in between things right now, Dave, I'd be happy to call you up. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but people like having Dave on. David, can't at work and then funeral. Always making up the most lame excuses to not do things, David. I let a loss in my family. But in all seriousness, David, I'll see you after the funeral. Looking forward to hanging out with you. We'll have some cigars, we'll watch Joe Bob Briggs, and we'll have a nice time. Stay strong, my brother, and give my love to your family. Joe said, people love a villain. Ain't it the truth? So speaking of villains, I have been working day and night on a bunch of different projects. David said, I need it. Been a rough one. Dave, come on. This is the max amount of understanding you're going to get. Okay? So stop it, young man. Sorry I keep touching my face. I got like a really good shave today. Yeah. Oh, it's like not quite a baby's butt, but it's not that far off, I would assume. Nobody call the FBI. But no, so I've been working on a film called Smart House that I produced, which is just about ready to be distributed, to be delivered to the distributor. Then I have the 200th episode of Weekly Spooky. I've been writing it. It's only the second episode of Weekly Spooky I've ever written. I need to get in the groove of writing an episode every 2 months or so. But I wrote one at Halloween time, and now I'm writing the big 200 episode. And I wanted to share with you guys, because you're all cool enough to hang out with me live and even occasionally shoot a tip over, that this Weekly Spooky story is actually going to be an audio drama. It's going to be the first audio drama, and maybe not the last, that we do on Weekly Spooky. But this one has an interesting element to it that I don't want to give away, but I think it's going to make it really immersive and fun. And Joe said, take care, Dave. Funerals are never easy. Yeah, take care, Dave. Just because we don't like you doesn't mean we don't want good things to happen to you, Dave. I just like picking on Dave. I know it's been a really hard day, so... So in the last, to change the subject, because Dave brought the room down, but I have been to the movie theater 4 days this week. I was there on Monday to see, what was that? Was that to see John Wick? No. It was to see Dungeons and Dragons. So I caught Dungeons and Dragons, which was a lot of fun. And then on Tuesday, I saw two films. I saw Nefarious and I saw Renfield. Nefarious was all right. Renfield was awesome, really fun and really funny. I'm sad that that movie is dying a horrible death at the box office, but horror comedies are just not an easy sell. And then Wednesday night, I went and saw The Pope's Exorcist, which is awesome, completely cuckoo bananas, and has every right to be a surprising hit. And then Thursday night, I saw Evil Dead Rise. So I've seen a lot of horror content in the theater just this week. And I have to say, if you're a horror fan out there, please get out to the theater and see the movies you want to see more often in the theater, because if you don't, who will? Joe said, I am so excited for The Pope's Exorcist. Religious horror is my popcorn. Dude, The Pope's Exorcist, I made the joke when I walked out of it that Catholicism was becoming my second favorite movie theology after Star Trek. Or Star Trek was number one, then Catholicism, then Marvel. Yeah, because it's fun. It's like they establish all of these rules of their religion and then make them movie fodder. I mean, it all started really kind of with The Exorcist. Marie said Nick Cage as Dracula should have been box office gold. I would agree. I don't know what it is about Dracula and the box office. It seems like it's box office poison anytime you make a movie with Dracula in it over the last decade or more. Joe Salmo, plan on Renfield and Pope's Exorcist this weekend. We'll go and see Renfield as soon as you can, because it will probably not be in the theater much longer. It's made something like $12 million against its $30 million budget. It's not doing well in the theater. So go see Renfield and go see Pope's Exorcist. Pope's Exorcist is doing really well for a kind of unknown movie, and they're both great. It would be a great double feature. One's dead ass serious and one is a lot of fun. And like I said, support the horror movies in the theater if you love horror and you want more horror in the theater. I know that sounds obvious, but it's the truth. A good example is, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Joe. $20 donation just popped in. I got to do everything in this damn house. Joe is our most prolific donor. And thank you very much, Joe. I gotta do everything in this damn house. Reminds me of my mom. That's how my mom talked. I mean, she was right. So, Marie said, I think people are tired of vampires after the Twilight movies. That could be, but the Twilight movies were a while ago, weren't they? I can't remember. When was the last Twilight movie? I feel like that was a while ago. So, I mean, but that could be that was what tired them out. I don't know. I mean, horror in the theater in general struggles. That's why I'm kind of getting on my high horse about, if you love horror movies and you want to see them in the theater, you need to go out and pay for a ticket and go see these movies, because if you don't, they'll stop coming. They will. That's just the nature of the business. And horror movies are they kind of have a hard time unless it's like a super low budget Blumhouse movie or a Halloween remake. Or Halloween sequel or what have you. You don't know. So all I can say is, whether you absolutely adore Evil Dead Rise or you just think it was pretty good, or even if you don't like it, I think that it's going to be very telling how Evil Dead Rise does at the box office. If Evil Dead Rise, they just finally released its budget, which was 15 million, which is kind of where I thought it would be. I thought it would be 10 to 15 million because remember, this was originally going to be a straight to HBO Max movie. But then when the Discovery buyout merger happened, the Discovery CEO decided to put several of those films in theaters, and Evil Dead Rise was one of them. So you can thank that merger for seeing Evil Dead Rise in the theater at all. But with a $15 million budget, if it can do over 40 million, it's a success. So I'm curious because I'm really nervous that it's not going to do well. I was there on preview night and there were about 11 other people in the theater. That makes me nervous because I live in the Midwest and it's kind of like one of the pulse points of America. Like they do test screenings here all the time because we're kind of average American types here in Dayton, Ohio. Let's see, Joe, the trend of vampire movies not doing well is worrying because The Last Voyage of the Demeter looks awesome, so I really hope it does well. Dude, The Last Voyage of the Demeter looks great. For those who don't know, I saw the trailer just the other day. The Last Voyage of the Demeter, that's the story of the ship that brings Dracula in the original Dracula movie. So it's the story of what happened on the boat, and it looks super fun. They kind of play up Dracula as more of a kind of a bat monster. Love it. Maurice said, thank you, Merger. I don't have HBO Max, so I'm very happy it's in theaters. Keith Tomlin said, yay, I'm average, finally. Hold up, pal. No, to be honest, HBO Max has some cool stuff. I'm an AT&T subscriber. That's how I have my high-speed internet. So because I have a high-tier internet, I get HBO Max for free. And honestly, it kind of cushions the blow of paying $100 a month for super high-speed internet, because at least I get a $20 a month subscription for free. It's kind of a little salve to put in the wound. But it will be very telling. How the first weekend of Evil Dead Rise does will be very telling about what the future of horror is in the theater. Granted, it is a sequel to a pretty popular IP, so it's not perfect, but The Pope's Exorcist was a completely unused IP. It's loosely based on some books written by some crazy Catholic guy who claimed to be an exorcist for the Pope, who believed yoga and Harry Potter were satanic, so I guess he's right about that at least. But that doesn't matter. I mean, people watch The Conjuring. The Warrens were a bunch of kooks. They were charlatans and liars and weirdos and con artists. But the characters in the Conjuring movies based on them are really based on the characters that the people they claim to be in their books. In their books, they're heroic. They fight for, they're courageous fighters against the supernatural and the paranormal and yada yada. That's what the movies do. That's how The Pope's Exorcist is it takes this stories by what I would say was kind of like an insane person or a deluded person. I haven't looked into that guy in real life enough to really have an opinion. And they made it badass and awesome and fun. So The Pope's Exorcist, I always liked John Landis used to say that he's an atheist, but The Exorcist is such a good film that whenever he watches The Exorcist, he's a Catholic for 2 hours, because that's how good the storytelling is. That's kind of how I felt about The Pope's Exorcist, and that's how I feel about some of the Conjuring films. Like The Nun, that was a great one. And yeah, that was very much like a Catholic, Catholicism was the storyline plot. So yeah, TLDR, go to horror movies in the theater if you want to see horror movies put in the theater. Maurice says, finally someone that isn't me calls the Warrens a couple of hucksters. Well, I mean, the books that they had written, the authors came forward and said they would tell them, just write whatever's interesting. Plus, it's like people will be like, well, they were real paranormal investigators. It's like, okay, but they have a book that claims they fought a werewolf. I mean, I don't personally believe in ghosts, but I think you can make an argument that maybe ghosts are real. I don't know about werewolves. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe werewolves are among us. Justin T. Ord said, I'm among you. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Here we go. I knew it. When I started being a loudmouth on the internet, I knew I would eventually upset somebody. I just didn't think it would be the werewolves. Keith Tomlin said, werewolf, their wolf. Fair. Justin T. Ord said, I'm a horror hound. Fair enough. Paul Spranger just said, their wolf there, their castle. Joe said, if anyone actually cares about the Pope's exorcist guy, Gabriel Amorth, William Friedkin did a biopic on his crazy ass. Oh, I've watched clips of that. I've watched clips of that insane documentary. It's completely out of its gourd. Now I'm wondering if I could pull it up on the show. And we can watch it together. Oh, this is a dangerous game we're playing. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple of documentaries about him. Rob Field said, and again, I'm late to the party. Only a little bit. What do you guys think? I need your opinions. We got 12 of you in here. And again, thank you all so much for the tips, although Joe is the heavy tipper, the one who makes you all look bad. But what do you guys think? Do you want me to put on the video about the Gabriel Amorth, the Exorcist, and comment on it? Let me know in the chat. Or I guess I could just do that because it's my show. I'd do what I want. Let's see. Window capture. What'd you think of the Pope's Exorcist, Rob? Oh, good. You loved it. Me too. I really enjoyed it a whole lot. Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna have to make a I'm gonna have to put some more music on in the background. I didn't realize I was gonna run out so quickly of EDM stream beats. Let's see. There we go. Jeff McClellan said, I remember when the Warrens would be on talk shows like Sally Jesse Raphael. Complete bull artists. Okay, let's see. All right, I've just about got this set up. Joe just commented, in my defense, tipping you is basically supporting a local business. I mean, it is supporting a local business. Or more so a local dog. Oh. Oh no, you're seeing all of my secrets. Okay. All right, let's move this over here. And then I'll pause the stream beats. All right, so let's learn a little bit about exorcism together.
Father Amort continued his work at his residence, the home of the Pauline priests, where on May 1st, 2016.
So I think this is a clip from the Billy Friedkin documentary.
Christina's 9th exorcism.
Oh man, do you get a free sub sandwich if you get enough
Christina,
exorcisms?
why are you here?
She said 9th. I feel like the 9th exorcism is the one where you get the free chili cheese dog, right? Anybody confirm on that? I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but it did. All right. Hold on. I'm just improvising. There's me. And let me just make me... There we go. I'll be right here. Look how brilliant I am. All right. So, let's see. Paul Springer said, Mercer, mind the man... Oh, never mind the man behind the green curtain. Joe said it's Catholic, so it's probably more like cucumber sandwiches or something else painfully white. Cucumber sandwiches are good, but boy, are they painfully white. Although you can't, I mean, Catholicism is not entirely painfully white. Take that from a Hispanic who knows Hispanics. Woof. I think it's 10. 10 seems right. Free pea soup after 10.
Father Amort.
Il fatto che avevo cominciato il percorso di liberazione, poi un giorno a una messa perché cercavo aiuto, già ero seguita da un sacerdote, poi lui è l'esorcista più forte che c'è.
Oh good, we're not getting any subtitles.
Do you believe that you're possessed?
The subtitles are in Italian only. This is not helpful.
Sicuramente. Il problema è che non essere capiti, non trovare la persona quando la si cerca, quindi rimandi.
In case you were wondering what she's saying in Italian.
A un punto di non ritorno, quindi non.
All right, are we going to get to like a real... Oh man, he's just slopping that holy water everywhere. I expect better. Joe said, translate for us, Enric. Okay, pizza pie, mamma mia. Oh, this is getting wrong.
In the room are Christina's family and other priests.
Well, of course they're all gathering around. I mean, this is like a big deal. How often, like, they're excited when their daughter gets married and they're excited when she gets exercised. I heard Encanto, so this must be Disney related. Uh-oh. Yeah. Now we're getting into the crazy. Joe Salmo, I like his old school Undertaker color scheme. That's right, demon. You will rest in peace. Jeff McClellan, this seems a little wimpy, like a Protestant style exorcism. Yeah, really. Come on, where's the good stuff? She gonna bite the head off of something or something? Come on, give us something to chew on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everybody here. She just yelled out, and I swear they put a sound effect on her voice. Let's listen to that again. Listen to when she screams. I'm going to turn the volume up. Listen for it. She's going to yell. It's crazy. Come on. What the? Did you? Am I crazy? Did you guys hear that too? I heard that loud and clear. There was a sound effect on her voice. This is supposed to be a documentary. And there's a sound effect. Yeah, there's like a reverb on her voice. And you can hear it stop suddenly, too. Who made this documentary? It says, because Father Amorth did die. I saw one of the comments was that man could, Joe said that man could die at literally any moment, which adds a bit of anticipation to the exorcism. You're not wrong. He's ancient. Joe said somehow Palpatine has returned. Joe Salmo said that's no effect. That's 1000% demon speak. Fair. Joe said there's like a weird reverb on her voice. Absolutely. It's a doubling effect I use on Weekly Spooky to make demon voices. Paul Springer said, I heard it. Jeff McClellan said, that's definitely a sound effect, sir. And Craig Cohen said, hey, Enrique. Yeah, they definitely added that to her voice. Man, I tells you, Catholicism, right? Let's see if we can find another one. So that was supposedly the last exorcism he did before he passed away. The tension was reaching its peak. It looks like a scene from a horror movie, and it's edited like one too. How does a human make that sound with their voice? It's not like doing the Popeye the Sailor Man voice where you kind of like make a hum sound with your throat while you whistle and talk. That is just movie magic. And as you know, I'm a filmmaker, and I'm the first to tell you, anything is a lie if it's on camera. That's just the way I see things. Rob Field says, I trust religions the way I trust politicians. I think I'm right there with you. Paul Springer said, as a recovering Catholic, I concur. Joe Salmo said, did we hear her before? Maybe that's just her voice. That would be amazing. She's an opera singer. Joe said, excuse me, Enrique, it says it's a real exorcism. And then Joe Salmo said, my mother-in-law sounds like that. Oh, wait. This is from something called The Witness? Oh, it only has 1.2 thousand subscribers, thank goodness. But it just said that footage is unedited. When she went, the sound effect wasn't on her voice. Christina was desperate for a cure. The Italian woman used to suffer sudden attacks, especially on dates related to Jesus. On dates related to, you mean holidays? I know this was, created by an AI at some content farm, probably in Africa or the Middle East, but What the? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Look at him just sloshing that stuff around. Doctors and psychiatrists failed to help her. Well, they failed to help lots of people, but I digress. Then Father Gabriel Amorth came forward to help her. Although he was not aware of the kind of demon he was dealing with. Ay, Dios mío. The religious man started a group prayer. Jeff McClellan said, maybe she should stop dating priests. Joe said Christmas is really hard for her. Ah! I'm not dreaming of a white Christmas. Hold on, I bet I could find a...
I'm not dreaming of a white Christmas. Ah!
I'm not dreaming of a white Christmas. Fuck me, priest. Fuck me, priest. Me, priest.
Jeff McClellan said, Dan York, hey Dan, good to see you. Said, hey, we're watching a real exorcism, LOL. Well, I mean, according to this untrustworthy source on YouTube, we are, and that's all that matters. I wonder if I pull out this secondary microphone. Is it still plugged in? Yeah. I wonder if I can make a demon voice myself. Hold on, because I think the effect only follows one. Okay, because now I'm talking to you all with two microphones at the exact same time, which sounds amazing, I'm sure. So then I can go, monster. Monster. Okay, so this is...
Ah, I'm a demon. You can't stop me, priest. Ah!
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Your mother sucks in hell.
This is how you do it, kids. This is how it's done.
I'm not possessed, Joe. I saw the comments you made.
Also, why am I making a high-pitched voice when it's already a high-pitched voice? I don't know. That's anyone's guess, really. But, oh gosh. Whoa, that was weird.
Try me, priest.
Try me. I don't know anymore. Oh my God. I don't know why this is amusing me so much, but it is. So there you have it.
Come on, priest.
Try me, priest. All right, sorry. Sorry, everybody. I'll stop. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not doing that anymore. And for now, but I hope it made you all chuckle a bit. Rob Field said, you're killing me, Henman. You're welcome. And Joe said, oh God, Enrique is legitimately possessed and not doing a joke. Dan York said, on a serious note, have you seen the pictures and heard the audio of Annalise Mitchell? That's really creepy. Hey, if you guys want to suggest creepy exorcism stuff for me to look up on YouTube, this is now the Exorcism Special. So feel free to tell me what to look up. Joe said, this just lets us all know you need to make an exorcist film. I mean, I've done a few possession films, but yeah, never an exorcism. All right, let's see what other skullduggery this is going to have. And then he always did, he passed his stole to Christina and touched her forehead. Okay, it's just telling you what you're seeing. So. Oh, goodness. Whoops. Whoa. It's she seems mad. But the exorcism was just getting started. Come on, do the voice, the spooky voice thing, girl. Come on. The demon showcased its strength. But the religious man had an ace up his sleeve. Literally a card trick. That'll do it. Is this your card?
Priest, you win this round!
Oh, this is the best. This is the best day of my life. The priest didn't conceal his shock. The possession was total. There was no Christina anymore.
Ay, Dios mío, padre! Christina not here no more!
I'm sorry. Why am I? And yeah, why? Joe pointed. Take the priest away. I mean, I've heard lots of people scream that in their lives. Okay, so oh my gosh. Joe Salmo said she's trying to stop them from putting pineapple on pizza. That would trigger an Italian lady. Keith Tomlin reminds me of some of my dates. Ooh, spicy. Dan York said, this is entertaining, LOL. I'm having a blast. Joe, I love how his idea of mocking the demon is basically going, neener, neener, neener. That's the way it was in the movie too. It was like, ghosts hate, or he said demons hate jokes. Joe said, why are they speeding up the video so much? To make it exciting, Joe. Dan York, I remember Exorcism being performed on Geraldo Rivera, my man. Let's Jeff McClellan said, I'd like to double date with Keith. He thought that everything was about to be over. Christina, bring yourself back to the church. Come on, Christina, bring yourself back to the church where you belong. But they would need more than that to set the woman free. Shade. Amaranth quietly continued with the ritual. Regardless, the spirit was in possession of her body.
I am Satan! I am Satan!
This is ridiculous. Now 3 people were holding her limbs. Okay, I mean, I guess that'll do it. Sorry, I can't help it. It's killing me. No! Rob Fields, pineapple and pizza do not go together. I would have to respectfully disagree. I love pineapple on pizza. Joe, this wouldn't have happened if she tithed more. Speaking of tithing, don't forget we are taking contributions for Chicano's cancer treatment. It's already paid for. I just want to pay off the credit card debt. Joe has already massively done his part, so the rest of you are slackers. Come on, set her free. Ah! Oh, thank goodness she got something to drink. The family was still a bit doubtful. I don't know. She seems like she's still, she's still a demon. Wait, why you gotta bless her parents? I hope that the dad just starts going like, Joe Salmo said, worst Supercuts experience. I know, right? I'm not tipping.
Not my dad! Ah!
Come on,
Priest!
Dan York said, is it sacrilege to say she has a nice, well, you know, maybe not. Joe Salmo said, chokehold the devil. No, Cobra clutch the devil. That's how you beat Satan. Keith Tomlin said the only thing he can cure is a ham. Dan York said this needs a bad lip reading. I feel like it already has one. Hey! Oh, and he died 2 months later, which is strange because he looks like the epitome of health, right? Ay, ay, ay. What are people commenting on this piece of crap video? Oh, God. To everyone who is concerned whether the voice of the possessed lady is real or not, it's real because this video was shot by the director of the movie series, The Exorcist, and he himself was present during the exorcism. You can find him talking about this on YouTube. It's absolute. That's the comment. Well, the guy behind the Exorcist movies made it, so it's real. Nah, dog. Wow. Anyways. Ay. Joe said, you know, he might be a crazy old kook, but if he German suplexed that woman, I'd be forced to support him. I like the way you think. You're a pretty all right in my book. Rob Field said, okay, and Keith Tomlin said, sounds legit to me. All right, let's just look up exorcisms. Because why not? Because this isn't the beginning of like a horror film. Me just wanting to watch real exorcisms. What do we go with? We got a short video by ABC News. Yeah, let's do that from 2011.
The devil, evil incarnate, has irresistible symbolic force.
Yeah, it does.
The character of Lucifer is our greatest literature, from Paradise Lost to Faust. But what about the devil not as a symbol, but as an actual willful being, a fallen angel in Christian belief that can not only affect human events, but enter human bodies? Tonight,
well, now you're speaking my language. I wish you'd say enter human bodies just a little slower and deeper.
Series.
Now, for the record, this isn't journalism if nobody goes,
Priest!
It burns!
In Hollywood, exorcisms are full of spooky special effects and terrifying images.
Dan York said,
most famously, the film, The Exorcist.
Yeah. Keith Tomlin said, I think I have a story idea for a weekly spooky. Hey, go for it. Dan York said, wasn't William Blatty atheist? Doubt he did this unless it was a joke. No, it was Friedkin, the director, that did the documentary about the real life exorcist. Joe Salmo said, next found footage episode, horror director gets possessed through a YouTube video. I mean, hey, Stranger Things, maybe? Let's see. All right, back to this video.
I command you to depart from
Look, I didn't come here to watch The Exorcist. I came here to watch an exorcist. There is a difference.
Or there's the battle with the devil in the...
Yeah. I want to see the weirdos. Oh, here we go.
In practices.
Not trying to be judgmental, but they're totally weirdos and not in the way I like.
Leave now, I command you.
And in real
No.
life, this rare footage shows what actually happens in an exorcism.
Oh, don't let her go.
Yeah, show us what actually happens. That'll be $1,500.
I would do things that I wouldn't necessarily
Like those
do,
bangs. She cut those
but
bangs
so
while she was
intense that it
possessed.
almost like
Becky Parker is her name. She was
priest!
possessed by
Take
demons, she
that!
firmly believes. And she has been saved, she affirms, by the love of God through the rite of exorcism.
I'm happy because I found God.
Joe Salmo said,
I
what
found
actually happens when someone tries to leave Scientology?
how to win the spiritual battle I was in.
Oh my God.
Tell me your name in the name of Jesus Christ.
Remember, guys and
Spiritual
gals,
battle.
if you love what
That's
I'm
what
doing,
the
if you love seeing me live
exorcism
stream, please
feels like
consider
for those who go
joining my
through it.
Patreon or donating to the stream right now. The link is in the description. It's at Streamlabs. Would love to have your support. If we can try to raise around $250 per month, and we're at $36 for this month, which, you know, it is what it is. I will do more streams than just this. And believe me, I can make fun of plenty of exorcisms. Joe just said, great value, Gwyneth Paltrow has been through it. For real.
Preferred to remain anonymous.
This is Jesus.
But Father Gary was
That's a
trained in Rome
wafer.
for the
Oh,
past
it's
several
transubstantiation.
years. He's been the
Sorry.
official
Out of
exorcist
context,
of
it
the
throws you
Diocese
off.
of San Jose, California.
Father, is the devil real? I do believe the devil is real.
I would hope.
I've had occurrences.
You've got to believe in the devil, right? I mean, that's like your belief system.
Seen the devil.
Look, I may not be a religious person, but I can be polite. But woof.
Satan in the same way that you and I are looking at each other.
And then a nuclear bomb hit.
Evil in the world, God knoweth that, you might say. Plenty of cruelty, mayhem, and murder. But the devil?
Satan is.
And you never hear about people possessing everybody during apartheid in Africa.
Certainly, when I've been involved in the ministry of exorcism and at times.
Show us the weirdos.
A demonic attachment.
Let's find some more footage of weirdos.
I have never met a psychiatrist.
Oh, here we go. There is some.
Serpentine.
Let's get back to those bangs, lady.
I was shaking. I was
rattling, rolling,
screaming. I was different languages.
Becky Parker says she was possessed by as many as 8 demons over many, many years.
I know what they look like.
Sorry, I'm such a jerk.
They are. I know where they are in my body.
You feel they're still there?
What?
No, they're gone.
She's triumphed over a tough life. She says she was a victim of abuse as a child.
Joe just said Satan did 9/11. I knew it.
Dabbled in these
I'm abducting this plane.
Then she met Barbara Ganji, a documentary filmmaker who was making a
big
movie
surprise.
about exorcism.
So there was a grift involved. A filmmaker.
ABC News has licensed her footage.
Oh, and ABC News. Did you guys hear that? ABC News licensed her footage. That means she got paid.
My house. She came to my door.
Man, this stuff writes itself. You don't even have to bust these people.
Sure.
I was working on the yard, and I was sober, clean, and just doing what I could.
And
I want to mention that, like, when I am doing yard work, I never feel the need to mention whether or not I was sober during it. So that's a little bit of a red flag.
Her eyes went dark, her face distorted, and she
Her face distorted. Are you sure that's not the bangs?
And she said,
I cut my own hair,
you
priest.
don't know what you're missing. We hate you.
I wasn't even thinking. And then I ended up on the floor right here and contorting and screaming.
It was the turning point of Becky's life.
Now hit her.
Barbara Ganji put her
sorry.
in contact with a local Catholic priest.
Rob Field said, yeah, but you don't drink alcohol. So?
While Barbara's cameras rolled.
I like how the priest is like,
I don't want to be recognized as the person who did this exorcism, so please blur my face.
Nice. That's his disguised voice for some reason.
In the name of Jesus.
What was it like to have the priest pray the prayers of deliverance over you?
I hated him. Like,
wow.
I wanted to hurt him. It took
That's not nice.
everything
That's kind of mean. Okay.
for me not to. I was wanting to kick him and spit on him, and hurt him, and get away from him.
Get away from me! Did you get that in focus?
Feeling that there were demons being
I'm sorry. This is fun for me.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What was it like?
The first time it happened was
Yeah, tell
the
us what it
most
was like. Come on.
intense. My body totally collapsed. I never felt that type of relaxation.
Are you there, Becky?
Yes.
What's her name?
And so
Say
she
my
was delivered.
name.
Becky is drug-free, married, and writing a book on her journey
Woo,
now.
drug-free,
Some would
married,
say
and
she was
writing a book.
saved from
Triple
the
threat.
devil. Others argue she was mentally broken, and the priest put her life
I mean,
at
it
risk.
sounds to me like
People who are
she
in that kind of condition
probably
are
wanted
oftentimes
attention and
potentially
also
suicidal.
was a drug
And if they're not
addict.
getting the proper treatment, they could kill themselves.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's making me sad. Okay, I'll see if I can find one more funny video. What do you think? Inside the secretive world of real-life exorcism, 50 Minutes Australia. Oh boy. Okay, I mean, a lot of this is just kind of Pentecostalism, which I grew up around. Hey, Bruce Haney, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat.
Confronting.
Joe just said, does ABC not have a makeup department? Could they not do a quick correction on her bangs? Well, you have to understand, they spent all their money on licensing the footage from that documentary, so.
Tess, and Savannah.
Okay, I see the appeal to being exorcised if it's by those three women.
The Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Hey, oi, oi, you can't possess her no more.
You must obey the man of God. What we're trying to do is bring exorcism out of this dark corner that people have.
Oh, I was hoping they'd all be Australian, but I guess this is
what it
not.
Really is. What exorcism?
So these are the exorcism babes. Joe said Pentecostals are ripe for the horror treatment. Yeah, and they said, "Oi, you dog, get out of there, would you?" I'm sorry. I feel bad that I'm laughing at all this, but at the same time, I feel great about it. Let's listen to this trio of exorcists.
Is and that they can get help for things that are tormenting them. That's our goal.
When you get quite forceful with that Bible and cross.
You get quite forceful with that Bible and cross. I saw you put it inside someone and not in the way you'd hope.
Oh yeah, that's what hurt. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so am I wrong? Look at these three women, okay? These three women. I'm pointing the wrong way over and over again. Look at these three women. I would say that they're pretty attractive women, right? And you also have to look at like the world they're in. So for instance, here's an example. In the world of magicians, most of them are not particularly attractive people. So a guy like David Blaine, who's like average looking, kind of cute. A guy like Chris Angel, kind of average looking, but kind of attractive in comparison to the average troll magician. And I mean that with love. I have friends who are magicians, but it sets the bar low. In the world of exorcists, these women are obscenely attractive. Okay? Dan York in the chat said, hot exorcists exist? Okay, where's a Ouija board? Exactly. These women are very attractive. Do you think this is pretty privileged? Do you think that nobody has the heart to tell them that they're not possessed because, like, nobody wants to ever tell cute girls anything they don't want to hear?
More like X Factor contestants than exorcists. But armed with their crosses and their Bibles.
Joe mentioned the possessed woman is also, like, all dolled up. She looks very good for being possessed by the devil. I'm just being honest here.
How many generations? Answer me.
Yeah, answer
they
me.
Take on the devil under the guidance of Bryn's father, Bob Larson.
Wait.
And
under her father? But he's dressed like a Catholic priest. Now, I'm no doctor, but I don't think that that's the way that works.
Exorcist who claims to have performed more than 15,000 of these.
15,000! The Wilt Chamberlain of exorcists, apparently. 15,000 exorcisms done by this man. He does 6 of them before he wipes his butt on the toilet in the morning, and then 2 while he shaves. Bruce Haney said, are you telling me Penn and Teller are not cute? No, sir. I'm saying that they are average by magician standards.
And can't keep up with demand.
He can't keep up with the demand.
There has been an
exponential rise in the interest in getting exorcisms and in the cases coming to me. It's absolutely astounding.
Is it?
There's definitely job security. Being an exorcist.
Are more people possessed than ever before?
Could we ask him?
I do believe more people are possessed today. Satan, I resist you by the blood of Christ.
So Rob Field said, and his name is James Woods, right? Right? I love John Carpenter's vampires. This whole thing is completely absurd, but I wonder if they're going to ask the question I would ask immediately, which is, how much do you charge for these services?
And if you believe Bob, there are demons in this room tonight.
Let them go. You cannot keep these
Hey, that's a little bit racist.
As he settles into his Do What Jesus Did seminar, more than a few in the congregation become restless.
It's a seminar. It's not a church service. It's a seminar.
Do you understand me,
and I
Satan?
don't think he's a
Defeated.
priest. Because he
Bob
has
Larson
a daughter.
Scans the room. Look at me. He's searching for what he says is the devil in people's eyes.
Oh,
To
man.
my surprise,
this isn't
it was
creepy.
sitting right beside me.
By the power of Christ, I resist you, Satan.
Get away from me, Padre! I did my makeup and now I'm ready to be the devil!
Come on, Robert, get over here quickly.
What did you do to that poor woman?
Resist you by the blood of Christ.
Priest! What are you trying to do, priest?
I take the sword of the Spirit and I'm going to pierce you with it. You got that? I'm going to pierce you with it.
Okay, this is getting sexy now. Yeah. All right, that's the good stuff. Oh!
How would you answer the criticism that you're just a showman, and this is one hell of a show?
It is dramatic.
It is
but I'm
quite
not
a show.
Thinking dramatics, it's just dramatic. I mean, it's pretty sensational when you have somebody you're
I mean, even he's admitting it. I mean, which is good.
Curses, and then a split second later, they come to themselves, and they're a very nice, ordinary person. Now,
Oh, they're
that's
super
pretty
nice,
sensational.
super chill.
But I don't try to make it sensational. In fact, I don't have to. It just is.
I don't have to make it great and entertaining because it just is.
Open your eyes and look at me.
Open your eyes.
I refuse to show you my beautiful blue eyes, you monkey piece of Chinese banana shit.
Come on, keep it up. Put the pressure on.
Over
Maurice
some
McKittrick,
time,
this woman
Bob
sounds like
and
my
his
ex when I
apprentices
asked her to clean up
extract
after
Cynthia's
herself.
demons, which turn out to be awful truths.
Joe pointed out everyone just looks uncomfortable. I think that's what happens when you go to a seminar like this. Like, if I was running a seminar, would I... Joe just said this is a solid OnlyFans concept. Ah, fabulously wealthy.
A rotten childhood, a teen pregnancy, a family history of abuse.
Cynthia, can you look at me?
Yeah, just air all of her dirty laundry, why don't you?
Jezebel. They've gone to the pit, and now
Oh.
you're filled with the Holy Spirit and the peace of God.
Thank goodness she has a amplified microphone to tell her this. Julia, okay, so like, the Holy Ghost and the Father, the Holy Father and the Son, like, they don't want you to have this this woman anymore. So like, could you like get out or whatever, if you don't mind? In Jesus' name.
Okay.
God.
Do you believe you have the devil inside you?
Not the devil himself, but demons, yes.
Do you believe that demon has gone now?
Oh yeah. I feel lift, I feel like a big relief.
But the real question is, did you buy a book?
Okay, all right.
When you're
Aww, look how cute that is. This is our, guys, this is our picture. Everybody say cheese. No, Satan. Say cheese. Aw. Guys, this is so totally going on the gram. Thanks for getting that demon out of me.
looking into someone's eyes and you can see the demon.
Joe Salmo said, she isn't special enough for the devil himself, only demons. Oh my God, onlydemons.com. Uh-oh. Joe said, man, I have demons too, but you don't see me getting attacked by Australians.
What's that like?
It's incredible. There's nothing like staring down a demon, because that's when it really
Marie
becomes
said she
real.
donated to his ministry and was suddenly saved. It's
They
a miracle.
may be the Charlie's Angels of Exorcists.
Ah, the Charlie's Angels of Exorcism, and now watch them do their makeup. Remember, kids, if you donate to my stream, I'll take any demons you got out of you, or I'll even
Be the demon inside you for a fee.
We break every stereotype there is for an exorcist.
Oh, for an exorcist. I was about to say, we break every stereotype that there is,
Girls.
girls,
More radical than that.
vocal
When you
fry,
let potential dates know that you're an
exorcist.
exorcist, what's the reaction?
Really? Yeah. Surprise would be the best way to put it. Surprise, but
Bruce Haney said you can't buy happiness, but you can buy salvation.
kind of cool.
Does it scare someone?
Well put, Bruce.
Yes.
Brynn nodding. Not many dads can say that their daughter's an exorcist.
Well, a lot of dads can. It's just that they aren't bad people.
Not many daughters can say their dad's an exorcist.
Again.
I actually don't know that there's anybody else on the planet who can say what I say and what my daughter says, but...
Well, we can all say whatever we want. It's just we'll be lying. Just like you.
I wish there were a million more. I mean, I'm not happy that I'm the only one.
A million more just because you do an exorcism while you're tying your shoe every morning in order to... Okay, hold on. Let's do some mathematics. So he said he's done over 15,000 exorcisms. Let's assume he's 65 years old. He probably isn't. But let's say he's 65 years old, okay? Let's say he started exorcising when he was, let's say 14. We're being really generous here, okay? So let's say that. So let's say he's done 51 years of exorcisms. So 15,000 divided by 51. Okay, so he does 294 exorcisms a year, give or take. I guess that's doable. You know, it's not quite the Wilt Chamberlain bed record, but 294 exorcisms a year is a lot. I mean, I guess he should be wearing nicer clothes if he works that often. Rob Field said, who knew that when I first met Hen at Cinema Wasteland all those years ago that my life would be changed forever? What have I gotten myself into?
That's right, Rob. You're mine now.
Joe said, why are they not asking why a man dressed as a priest has a daughter? Maybe he's like Episcopalian or something, but I don't think he's claimed to be a priest at all. And Dan York said, I want exorcised by the redhead. You and me both.
I wish there were more. In fact, that's my whole point.
So you'd like
That's
to
your whole
franchise
point.
exorcism?
Franchise, of
Franchise,
course, is
franchise.
a harsh commercial term.
It's a harsh term?
Do I want to duplicate it? Absolutely.
I don't want to use the term franchise because that's how you sell shoes and affordable food. Let's just go with expand.
If you have demons,
I mean, churches, that's what they franchise.
who you gonna call?
He referenced that movie I like that's not about a total shyster.
Where Bob Larson is the extrovert exorcist.
Blessed are you,
Bob
Lord
Larson,
God
the
of all
extrovert
creation,
Catholic
exorcist.
priest, Father Gary Thomas, fights evil quietly, discreetly.
Oh, so this is the
services at
classier
this
one.
Northern California diocese are
Maurice McKittrick said, this remake of Repossessed is even less funny than the original.
deeply traditional.
Through him and with him and in him.
And he is one of the church's few officially sanctioned exorcists.
In the hope of the resurrection. My role as an exorcist is not to simply say, oh yes, you have a demonic attachment. My role is to get to the root cause of their affliction.
Go to hell,
Thomas
priest.
has been an exorcist for 6 years, was taught by the Vatican, even had his training turned into a film, The Rite.
What?
Remember the fat little bitch.
Whoa! Language?
Remember the fat little
In real life, he's performed 80 exorcisms on 8 people.
Whoa!
But under strict...
Those are rookie numbers compared to the other guy who dresses like a priest and has a daughter, and then the 3 girls all wear full makeup and do exorcisms. That's nothing, man. 8 80 exorcisms against 8 people? Yeah, that one priest, he said he did 15,000 exorcisms and that there's a constant demand for it. And he did it at a seminar. You have got rookie numbers. You need to pump those numbers up or else Jesus is just go slap you across the head, boy, and be like, why ain't you getting the job done? And also,
die, priest.
Catholic protocol.
Seriously, he would have done like 300 exorcisms a year.
Contrast to Bob Larson's very public purging.
Do you think that he's a genuine exorcist
Oh,
performing
I hope he
real exorcisms?
just tears him down.
When people of other denominations are performing exorcisms, they're more likely to be really experiences or rituals of deliverance. They're very dangerous. They can do more harm than good. So you really have to know what you're doing.
Because
what I'm trying to say is, goddamn Protestants don't get on their knees but to change the channel on the TV set. And they couldn't remove demons if they were slapping them in the face.
some of these people could be suffering genuine mental health problems.
Joe just said, hey, The Right's a really good movie, so this guy must be legit. It takes him 10 tries per person. He'll never expand that way. I gotta check out The Right.
Of people who see me have mental health problems.
So if somebody walks through the door
And also devil.
There's something badly wrong with me. I need
Dan
an
York,
exorcism.
don't judge me,
There's no way
LOL.
you'd exercise them on the spot.
No.
Remember, we're still taking tips, by the way.
I hate the devil.
Tip goal goes directly to Chicano's medical fund.
Destroyed me. He turned me into a piece of
Whoa.
I hate him.
In Marie Moore's tormented mind, she was convinced that she was possessed.
What is this?
What she needed was a psychiatrist, not an exorcist.
Well,
in 2009,
I think we all
Marie
could.
walked into a Florida shooting range and shot her 20-year-old son Mitchell before killing herself.
Holy crap.
She left behind recordings saying the devil made her do it.
Wow. Things just got really dark. Greg Nichols said exorcism is the Catholic Church's version of an air duct cleaning scam, but with show business.
It's when I look back at how shitty I was thinking and all the negative and how the devil got to me.
Ooh.
He destroyed me. He made me destroy all of us.
This is deep
She's obviously
and dark.
very severely mentally ill. Now, I think the demons took advantage of that.
She was definitely mentally ill, and she killed a bunch of people, but that's because of demons.
And planted these horrible thoughts in her mind. But I want to make clear, the demons didn't pull the trigger. She did. Demon possession is never an excuse
sounds like
for
having
moral accountability.
What? What? Demon possession is never an excuse for not being accountable morally? That doesn't make any sense. The whole point is that you're completely not in control. You're powerless to this monstrous force. This is your own game, your own logic that you're talking about. And you're going to say, well, I mean, you're still responsible for the things you do. That's a cop-out. A total cop-out. That is, my friends, a perfect example. This mug right here, this is a man who likes to make money and never be wrong. And hey, that's a pretty good gig, because what he's just said is, even if he himself tells somebody, hey, you have a demon in you and it's the reason that you're acting this way, it's the reason you're mean, it's the reason your family members don't want to be around you, it's the reason you're single, that if they then kill somebody or themselves, he is completely absolved of all responsibility. Talk about having it both ways. But if he helps you, you should buy the book, pay for the seminar, maybe even give him money. We don't know how he charges or anything like that, because none of these journalists are going to ask about money, I guess. I was hoping 60 Minutes Australia would be a little bit harsher.
You're bound, Jezebel. The angels are there.
Bob insists that everyone attending his seminars must provide their mental health history. Information he and his teen exorcist.
That sounds like a great idea.
They're coming.
Oh, they're not the only one coming.
You hear them coming? They're coming. Eat the flesh of blood.
Part of our job and part of our education at this point is learning where that fine line is. What is the difference between someone who suffers from schizophrenia or, bipolar disorder?
A credit score.
It's very different, though. When you know what to look for, you can tell when it's a demon.
Oh,
These
yeah.
exorcists are really practicing medicine without a license. They are perhaps...
We got a skeptic!
Keeping people from getting real help when they really need serious help.
So when you were
Greg, I've seen
Dan
those
Barker
three
is
girls
an
before
atheist,
too.
But he wasn't always. For 19 years, he was a preacher. He himself performed deliverance.
Looking back on that time now, what do you think of that and what you were doing?
Well, I'm embarrassed. It's silly to think that.
Oh, is it silly?
We could treat mental problems with demonology.
It's got to be murder.
Why not?
Blood. You wouldn't be that powerful unless there were blood.
Blood.
We showed Dan some of the footage from Bob Larson's seminar.
You know, it would be comical
Yeah.
if it weren't dangerous. I mean,
This guy's my guy
this
kind of
woman
guy.
looks like she's a somewhat mentally healthy woman who's just play acting.
I mean,
and
she
going
knows how to
along
do
with it.
makeup. You know, she made herself look real nice.
We're watching a drama that was not just acted out by the main actors.
Maurice
those
just said that guy has far too much teeth to
phony
perform
practitioners
deliverance.
of medicine who think they understand mental health.
Dan York said,
But
"Really?
also
What's the redhead
participating in
stage
the drama
name?"
Were the people in the audience, and people got what they came to see, and they were not disappointed.
What's your only demons?
Is this exorcism or is it evangelical therapy?
That is very good, and I don't think anybody has ever put it quite that way before.
Well,
it's not clinical
not to your
therapy.
face.
I'm not a licensed clinician, and I'm not trying to practice as such. But often a good therapist is, in addition to their education and...
Oh, yes, yes, yes. This is the argument, my friends. Just like if you buy my patented scissors, combined with exercise and dieting, you'll lose weight. If you buy whatever widget I'm selling combined with a good diet and exercise, you'll lose weight. Yes, if you go to therapy, talk to a licensed professional, get medication, and see a therapist regularly, and also attend a seminar and pay money, you will be healed, my friend. You will be healed. It's like these Reiki people who are saying, like, I put my hands on you and you heal. But don't avoid going to the doctor. It's like, well, I thought you treat things. Well, I mean, I'm in conjunction with things. Oh, so if I take my antibiotic, but I also let you feel me up a little bit, I'll be healed. And it might be because of you. Ignore the antibiotic, but never don't take it because then I'd be liable.
professional standing.
Ridiculous.
A good, kind friend and listener.
Joe said,
who
notice he
hears
thrusts the
pain
microphone into her face so everyone can hear the demon voice.
Give me that microphone.
Is she possessed right now?
Maurice said her stage name is Mary Magdalene. You guys are great. This has been a really fun stream.
In the throes of her exorcism.
I'll have to do more viewing stuff. It's too fun.
Come out of her leg. All the way out. Out of her leg. All the way.
I don't understand the psychology of what's happening here, but
You're not the only one.
Is certainly deeply affected.
Well, clearly.
When I was throwing up, I felt like things.
Oh,
came
come
off
on. Is
me.
she actually going to throw up or is she just going to heave?
felt
Oh,
like
no, she
more,
puked. Gross.
Like free, like a free person.
You feel more free, and also now you can eat whatever you want for dinner.
You believe that?
Yes.
Rob Field said organized religion equals brainwashing.
You
I mean,
have the authority to face demons.
You need the
and
authority.
You have the command to cast them out.
Bob and his girls may be unconventional, and their work
what is conventional in demonology?
potentially damaging, but they're thoroughly convinced that they're helping win God's war with the devil.
Well, that doesn't make them any
There's
better.
no doubt.
Just
in my
because
mind
they
that
believe
it's
they're
a spiritual
bullcrap.
battle, and it's the power of God working through us. Yeah.
Do you, yes or no? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But you see, the Establishment Church of America doesn't want to hear it. They wish I would be quiet and go away.
Hey, so do
Will you be
I.
quiet and go
Finally,
away?
I have something
Absolutely
in
not.
common.
I'm not going anywhere.
I finally have
heaven
something in
someday.
common with the Catholic Church. I want that guy to go away too. All right, my friends. Well, I've got to wrap up this show because it's about time for me to go to the cigar lounge and hang out and then watch Joe Bob on the last drive-in. Hey, it's double me. Double my pleasure, double my fun. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here, but I appreciate you all hanging out and I appreciate the tip, Joe. We'll see if anybody else sends a tip over. I do appreciate it. But Joe said this Skinamax version of The Exorcist is wild. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to just hit this button. I don't know why. I'm going to let this music play me out. So everybody be well. Have a great weekend. And I'll see y'all real soon, okay? Later, taters.